Romwell here from Progressive Properties, and thank you very much for watching this short, but as always, very important video where I'm announcing the invitation-only VIP JV Angel Network and Mastermind Alliance Investors Club. Big title, big event. Okay, so here's some of our community who you will be meeting personally, and yes, they got to stand on stage at the Super Conference and talk about how much money they've made. You probably know who I am. In fact, you must know who I am. In fact, I know that this has only gone out to our close community of investors, so I don't need to talk about how I've written 2 best-selling books, bought 315 properties now in 4 or 5 years. I'm only 32, Mark's only 31, even though we look 21, and we've been on all these TV shows and articles. So why don't I just crack on and tell you about the invitation-only VIP JV Investing Network Days in the Progressive offices. So I want to make a few things crystal clear. Number one, this isn't a massive event like the Super Conference. This also actually isn't a charged event. We've got quite a strict application process, which means we don't need to charge money because we'll get the right people, hopefully you, in through our application process. Okay, so there are 2 dates. Let me just again explain exactly what's going on here. Number one, in I think October, November last year, we released 2 one-off events, 2 partner date choices, where we basically invited you to become part of our underground community of joint venture investors. By joint venture investors, I mean people who are learning and creating and raising joint venture finance through multimillionaire networks that we've built. Okay. Now, previously, we'd only ever offered this to people who had been on our £3,000 plus that 3-day property masterclass. The reason we opened it at the end of last year was because the end of last year, before December, with all the repossessions, there was like a massive opportunity which really only lasted 6 or 8 weeks. That time has come again. There's a pre-summer massive sort of like wormhole of opportunity for you to buy seriously big discounted properties in seriously big volume from people who are dying to give you their money, who aren't getting a return from the bank in this underground community, but there's a really small window of opportunity. Okay, so we have 12 spaces on each day. This isn't some rubbish, stupid BS scarcity tactic. If you've ever been to our offices, you know our meeting room holds 15 people. There's 3 of us, there's 12 of you. We've got 2 date choices. It's as simple as that. You've actually got to come to our offices, and I've got a lot of my existing members who are raising, millions of pounds worth of joint venture funding. In fact, Mark and I have raised £7 million, and between the group, we've raised, I think, 11 or 12 million pounds in the last 2 years of joint venture funding, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do that on this day. Like Dina Honey, £500,000 of JV funding from the Progressive Events. Ross Bailey, 17 years old, can't shave yet, but has raised £200,000 of JV funding, both from Progressive Events. You'll be learning how to do the same. Simon Grace bought 50 odd properties with a joint venture that he did from Progressive Property in the last 18 months. So let's crack straight on, cut straight to the chase. What is it? It's an introduction to you into a network of joint venture and angel investors. So professionals and beginners who are learning and have learned and who have a community where we're raising joint venture funding together. We're almost like this big glorious fund, but of course it's underground because it couldn't be open to everybody. We tap into business angel networks, we tap into private investors, and basically there's this sort of like underground rolling massive fund of people who are just using other people's money to invest. But it has to be a small underground community, otherwise it would defeat its own object and it wouldn't work. Also, I'll be teaching you brand new markets at the moment, pre-summer markets for repossession, discounted property, how to tap into private investors, why they're really keen and desperate to invest now, but why that won't always be the case. You'll be meeting a lot of successful investors there live, part of the group already that, I showed you a picture, where is it, where they stood on the stage at the Super Conference. There it is. You'll be meeting lots of people like this. Many of those in that picture have earned £100,000 plus in cash in the last 9 to 12 months. Right, so where were we? You will be invited through the application process, and if you're successful, you will be part of this underground community both for the day and hopefully for the rest of your life, because that's the kind of business that we like to do. You'll be getting inside access to our offices. So this isn't one of our buying frenzies with 300 people. This isn't the Super Conference with 700 people. This is in our office with 12 other people like you and also some of our community members. I'm going to prove to you how 200 deals have been done in the community with none of their own money, all joint venture finance money. And by the way, on this day, I teach you where to find all this joint venture finance. There's 12 different places that we've raised it, and I'm going to be teaching you all of that. Also going to give you access to a private finance network where, like I said, people are using millionaires and wealthy investors money who want to get passive returns, and they're using it to fund their own investments and create partnerships, business partnerships, joint ventures, income, etc. People like Andy Gelder, who now raises around about £9,000 a month from packaging deals and doing joint ventures. Andy and Stu Watkins, who, when I met them, had done a few JVs, and in the last year they raised £300,000 in profit last year through doing joint ventures. Did so well I had to invite them to speak at the Super Conference and share their story. You may know them. People like that are in our underground community. You get to rub shoulders with people that we're fortunate enough to do business with, because you'll be part of this group, which, by the way, Mark and I head, and we're part of as well. So we live and breathe this. You'll be able to sit at front row of our events. And by the way, all these people on the front row, I'm pointing at the screen, you can't even see me pointing. They're the people that are making £100,000 plus in a year, all those red lanyard people, and they're the people that are part of this community. But it isn't for everyone, otherwise everyone would be wearing red lanyards. And I'll tell you how you can get one of those red lanyards. Okay, it's cool that we get to raise this kind of money and this kind of money at the events. Why am I showing these slides? Just because you'll be able to do the same when you earn a ton of money. Okay, so to qualify, you need to be serious and ready now. If you're dabbling, thinking, researching, if you're subscribing to a million other people and not sure where to go, this isn't quite time for you. You need to be serious and ready now. You need to be or want to be a full or part-time investor. Doesn't mean you have to put in 70 hours a week, but it does mean you need to kind of be, want to get the results and want the committed results. You're focused and you're going to do this. You need to invest time, some of your own time. That's really, really important. If you want the passive stuff, that's a different story. Pay us or someone else a load of money, you can get passive returns. But this isn't about paying a load of money. This is about investing time to become the investor yourself and make all the money yourself. You need to be positive and committed, and if there are naysayers out there that pull you down and you hate all that, as I do, become part of a positive and committed group. Apply. You can apply anytime. You don't have to list to me finish if you want. If we've only got 24 spaces and 50,000 of our community have got this, by the time I'm rabbiting on, they may have all gone. You need to be prepared to travel. Get in your car, come and see us in Peterborough. That's really important. If you can't do that, how on earth are you going to make a load of money? You need to be able to prepare to invest in yourself. Time, money, education, skills, knowledge, mentorship, masterminding, money as well. You need to be able to invest in you, not in us, in you. You need to have at least £5,000 to get through this application. Why? Because we just want to make sure that, if you're scratching around for pennies and you're always looking to steal the pens at all the free events and you never paid for anything, you're never going to get anything. That's just the reality that I've found. So if you haven't got £5,000 to invest, wait for the next thing, because we may have something else for you. But for this, at the end of the day, we've created already 85 people at which we're looking to build this underground community of people, who are getting fantastic results. It's so important. If you were in that group, you want to know that all the people I'm inviting into this group, are serious and credible, and that's why this is an application process. You need to be able to add value to the community. What can you give as well as what can you get from the community? And here's just a few people. Next year you'll be standing at the Super Conference 2012 in front of 1,000 people sharing your amazing story, inspiring people, and people will be running to you and saying, buy me deals like they did here. You know what? So many people in our group, in our community, launch their own careers and get six-figure incomes plus after standing on the Super Conference stage. Like Trevor Cutmore. There he is. I'm interviewing him on the Super Conference stage. He's now our trainer, and he earns 30,000 passive income from his portfolio from being part of this community, and he does a joint venture with a business partner who's provided a lot of the funding here. Francis and Francis and Jane. I'm looking at the date here. It's July the 13th, 2010. Since then, they're at over 4.5 and nearly 5,000 net cash flow. And just to see how they've developed, there they are stood. Francis doesn't look very interested, but believe you me, he was. And those guys are, like I said, on nearly 5,000 net income. I couldn't not interview them at the Super Conference. They're just going from strength to strength, as are Becky and Martin, who you can see there. So who's it for? Who's it not for? Let's just, I don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste the 10 minutes you're watching this video. If you're serious, committed and ready, you've got a good chance of being in. If you're not, then, wait until you are. If you want more time and you want more money, this is the reason you need to do this right now. If your current results are too slow, if you're frustrated, if you've been procrastinating and you want results and you want accountability and commitment, this is definitely for you. If you want to fast track your success because you want bigger results, more money quicker, if you want to take the next step, if you want to go to the next level, you want to be a full or part-time investor, you see value in being in part of an underground community who are all passionate, motivated, successful, keen, committed, supportive, this is for you. Results like Peter. Peter's done so well, I had to get him at the Super Conference because I couldn't not share his story because it's so inspiring. He's 27 years old. He's pumping out 3,000 net passive cash flow from his portfolio. He's done so well, I'm actually joint venturing with him to do a joint venture product, the first ever audio series on how to raise money for joint ventures. and raise non-bank private finance, we're actually creating this product together because he's done so well. So actually, in being in this joint venture community, you'll also be able to do joint ventures with us. Trevor's our lease option trainer. Trevor's also our deal closer. So, you know, we've got an ulterior motive for this. We're looking to do business with you and expand our business portfolio as well. Paul McFadden, 24 years old. I don't even think he had a shave as well. Don't think he could, just like Ross. And he's making 10,000 net cash flow from a £3.5 million portfolio. Such a great story. He flew in from Scotland to share his story on the stage at the Super Conference as well. Awesome guy, really knowledgeable. 2 years ago, he's just come such a long way in the last 2 years being part of the community. So let's carry on. If you see value in modelling, i.e. there's about 100 people in an underground community, all have different skills, all have access to different networks, people like me and Mark and professionals as well, and you want to model the strategies of us for success. If you want to invest in yourself and you're ready to invest in yourself to make you be the person you need to become to earn 6 or 7 figures, if you want to be part of a community, you want to feel belonging, importance, and all those naysayers out there that don't give you that, you want to be immunized from them, then this is for you. If you want support, accountability, you want the celebrations of success, but also someone like me, who, as you can probably tell, I'm quite good at motivating people. Everyone says that's what the thing I do best. And if you want a bit of a boot, size 10 cowboy boot up the bottom, if you haven't done what you're supposed to do and you want to put your, you want the whole group to hold you accountable so that you can't not succeed, then this is for you as well. But let's just cut straight to the chase. If you're busy all the time and you always use, I'm so busy to do everything, this isn't for you because you need to create some time for this. It depends what's important to you. If money and time are important to you, you need to do this. If you use busyness as an excuse all the time, just don't bother wasting your own time. If you want to get rich quick, like without doing anything, then either pay us hundreds of thousands and we'll do it for you, but of course this is not really designed for it. It's designed to give you the tools. If you want to get rich really quick, it's not going to work. And by the way, if you know something that gets you rich quick in 5 minutes, email me. I'll be up for it because I've never seen it. If money's an issue for you and always wish I can't afford this, I can't afford that, I'm not prepared to invest in myself, I've got no money all the time. You're always thinking, I can't do it instead of how can I do it? It's not for you. And if you give up all the time and change your mind all the time, how's this going to be any different? Okay, so you're going to learn new market revelations. I'm going to give you at least 6 investors with over 200 deals of joint ventures with other people's money. You're going to be part of an underground community. You're going to be able to model and be mentored by, peers and also experts. You're going to be able to eat all of our food, and we've got some quite nice little tarts. Those kind of tarts. You need to be here to see it. Anyway, I'm rambling. If you want to be networking with the group, if you want real life stories and examples of people who genuinely a few months ago or a few years ago didn't know how to raise any money and weren't earning 3 figures and now are earning 6 or 7 figures, then you need to apply for this community. Apply right now, do what you need to do. If you want results like these guys and a load more, fill your form in. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm still recording this. Gemma and Bobby are at home. I've got to get home. Apply right now. We'll call you in the next 36 hours, and I really hope to see you in the office and work with you in the future. It would be my honour.